As you can see from this post, this image has been shared, or at least this website has been shared a lot of times. I wanted to address this question of illegal immigration to other countries, especially the US, into the US, and separating children from their parents, especially the child from the mother, and how it all ties into animal agriculture. Now, I have mixed reviews about this because, first of all, it's karma that's happening here. It's the boomerang effect, or as you sow, so shall you reap effect, cause and effect, as you will. But at the same time, it's terrible what's happening with these parents and children and how they're being separated from their parents. In a perfect world, we would not have governments. We would dictate, or at least have a system in place, laws, or at least some kind of guideline dictated by our hearts, love. And this world that we're living in right now is a system which is not based on love, but is based on suffering, violence, apathy, and we need a new world. So no matter how many dollars are donated, even if it's $1 billion donated. Now, first of all, how did they come up with $11 million? And how, where is that money going to exactly? We don't know unless we maybe continue reading or whatever. So what basically happens is that a lot of people are going over the border legally and they're getting their children taken away from them. That's my take on it, though I haven't really read into it because I know it's all conspiracy. Either either it's conspiracy, it's fabricated, or it's just government constructed. And so I don't watch or I don't read mass media news. I don't look at CNN. I don't watch any of that crap because I know it's just the Illuminati playing with our minds. It's the shadow government that creates the government we know today. And, well, I'm also going to be writing about this. So if you want, please do please do read down below the text for more details on this issue. I'm Michael Anfield, and this issue is really bigger than anything out there. I should say one of the bigger issues out there right now that people are so appalled about. Well, if you're appalled at people, governments, border patrols, whatever you want to call them, it's they're clowns with costumes on, and they do nothing to help us. Well, first of all, if we vote and if we follow politics, we're part of the problem because it does nothing to help the world or help these children or help the parents. First of all, if we're not vegan, we're even a bigger part of the problem. Don't forget that in the dairy industry and the egg industry, babies are taken away from their mothers at birth, or at least a few days of birth, and the males are ground up alive, as, for example, the egg industry. So mothers, cows are forcibly impregnated. At least I think it's once a year or something. Uh, and guess what? Their babies are forcibly taken away from them. Now, it's terrible what's happening with the children that are separated from their mothers at the borders. I agree, nobody should be separated at the borders, and there should be no borders ever. Ever. If you look at the map, for example, which I don't know if it's a real map, a real true map or not, but if you look at the map, or actually if you look at, let's say, the Earth from from bird's eye view, you don't see any you don't see any borders. Borders are fake. They're illegal. What governments are doing are legal. Well, governments steal, lie, cheat. They take our money from us, tax us to death. In fact, there should be no such thing as taxes, no such thing as any of these government things that we have to pay for, licenses and permits and marriages and all these things. All these things are lies. They're lies. They're illegal, and we should not participate in anything that's institutionalized, anything to do with the government, anything to do with religion. Get out of this society. We got to get out of this society. It's not working any longer. I talk about this more in my new book, Our Path to Freedom, how we can live a freer and more peaceful life. I talk about all of this, about borders, about governments, about marriages, about this, about that, because it's true. All of what the government is doing is illegal. First of all, the government is not even our government. They're ruling us. They're like kings and queens. They don't give a shit about us. And you know what? In one way, I kind of agree that what they're doing to these children and to these parents, separating them at the border, stealing, taking them away from their parents, is illegal for sure. But guess what? We mirror our image of what we do to farmed animals, to all non human animals. We take them away from their mothers. We take the babies, the calves, the dairy calves, we take them away from their mothers on the first or second day of birth. It's the same thing was happening at the borders with children and their parents. So people that are eating animal foods, it probably happens to them because of karma. As we sow, so shall we reap. Unfortunately, we're getting payback. They're getting payback, I should say, because most likely they're eating animal foods of some sort. They're taking in all the violence, all the fear, all the karma. Now, I don't like it, of course, but that's just how it is. That's how the universe, that's how God works. If we harm other beings, we will be harmed as well. That's just it. Now, unfortunately, I, as well as many other vegans, were probably jailed, probably forced, to go back to their country. And the thing is, we have a right, legal right, to go anywhere we please on this earth. But because we have governments in place and we have capitalist and communism and socialist and all these systems in place, we don't have we don't live in a free world. Our lives are dictated by these goons dressed up in clowns' costume. Let's wake up, people. Instead of fighting over this and sharing this message, because everybody knows what's going on nowadays, but they're still supporting the governments. Let's stop this nonsense. I don't like it any more than the next person. I wish it didn't exist, but it does exist because majority of us are eating animal products, dairy, eggs, meat, honey, all animal products. Until we stop, until we stop this nonsense, it will still prevail. All these kidnappings and rapes and these abductions at the borders and these illegal separation of children from parents, all this is still going to happen if we are continuing to eat animal products. This is the number one thing, is eating animal foods and seeing non-human animals as property. This is the problem. Wake up, people. Problem, problem, problem. Why don't you see it? Wake up. If you care about world issues like this one here, where children are being separated from their parents, and that's the end. That's the end. They're never going to see their parents again. Parents are never going to see their children again. And if we want to stop this, if we want to stop child molestation, if we want to stop rapes, and if we want to stop killings and wars and violence, if we are any at all concerned about these issues, we will stop consuming animal products, stop wearing them, stop testing on them, stop using them for entertainment, stop seeing them as property. Non-human animals are not property. They are sentient, feeling beings that deserve to be living in the wild, living in nature, free, living in nature without any cages and any fenced in barriers or anything like that. You're just appalled as I am because people are talking about this issue and they're talking like it's Trump, it's government, it's this, it's that. No, it's people eating animal foods. That's the problem. Everything is connected to it. Everything. Virtually everything. I say virtually everything because, there are other things that may or may not be connected to animal agriculture. But let me tell you, the true vegans, because what veganism is, and what veganism is only, is love for all life, love for all beings. Once we love all beings, how can we cause harm to another, or harm to nature, or harm to anything, or anyone? No, we can't. And we strive to cause the least harm as we can. That's what veganism is. Striving to cause the least harm as possible. Where do the eggs come from? Where does the cheese come from? Where does the dairy come from? Where does the flesh of animals come from? That is what we need to ask ourselves the question. If we don't want to ask ourselves the question, if we want to continue consuming these foods, then we continue reaping the negative karma that comes with that. Depression, sickness, aging faster, all kinds of diseases, all kinds of mental issues, family and money issues, and all kinds of problems that we're faced with. We might not immediately see these effects, but one day, heart disease, heart attack, dead. We might feel so healthy at one point, and then the next day, dead. So I'm going to be posting down below the written text. You can read it more about that. And I want to also tell you something. This is a bad situation. And I don't believe in these fake borders and fake governments and illegal corporations. They're all corporations. They're all legal. They shouldn't exist. But unfortunately, they do exist because we dominate animals, non-human animals. End of story. if you like this video and you like this blog or article or whatever you want to call it, give it a thumbs up, share it around with all your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you soon. One other thing before I leave. Our Path to Freedom, how we can live a freer and more peaceful life. Please, please pre-order it now in Kindle format. It's coming out as a paperback early August. Kindle format is coming out August 1st. So pre-order right now because it's going up about double the price August 1st. So get it now. Get it now. Pre-order it for August 1st. And I'll see you soon, okay? Because the book goes into depth, into detail about the government conspiracy, about why we should love all the institutions and how they're conforming us and they're brainwashing us and all this stuff. So get the book now, Our Path to Freedom. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you soon.